I started this project by taking a pretty wide poplar board and cutting it down to 4.5 inches wide. Now this is going to be the basis for the plates on this project. I took it through the joiner and got one side real nice and flat. That way there's no rocking once it is done. Once that was complete, I ran it through the planer to get it down to 3/4 thick. Took it just a little at a time to make sure it wasn't too much on the planer blades themselves. Once it was down to 3/4 thick, I took it over to the miter saw. I set my combination square up on 4.5, which is what I want it to square to be. That way I'm not trying to make using measuring tape to make different measurements. I'm just using it straight. Just line it up on the end, make a mark, come back, make my line. That way it's square. It's more consistent as I don't have a stop block set up. It's more consistent and it's a whole lot quicker. Once I got these all cut, I found center and used 45 on my combination square to cut for the plate, the home plate little triangle piece. Once that was done, I found center once again and come up 1.25 inches from the back end to drill my hole. That way there's more room in the front for the kid's name once it's all complete put together. Just like all my projects, I went and put a small round over. That way there's no sharp edges, because if it's anything, these kids are gonna be anything like I was when I was a kid. If I got a trophy, I packed it around. I was proud of it. So I got a feeling these kids are going to be all hands-on with it. I want to make sure there's no sharp points so they hurt themselves with it. Once the plates were finished, it was time to cut the dowels for the ring holder. I set my fence up on my table saw at 8 3/4, and I pushed two at a time through to speed up the cutting process. Then it was time for assembly. I just added just a little bit of glue at the bottom of the rod and slid it through that hole I made in the plate, and cleaned up some of the excess glue with that rag and set them aside, let them dry. And after they dried, I took some just rubber feet and put on the bottom. That way it don't scuff up the shelf or whatever it is that they're going to be sitting on, and it looks really good. And there it is, a place for my customers. It's a whole, it's a travel ball team, it's the whole team.
they've already got a few rings. I'm not sure how many, but they can slide them on here and keep them on display for throughout their baseball career, probably throughout their life. So what all we gotta do now is my wife, when she gets home from work, she's supposed to be making a template for me. So I'm gonna burn the kid's name in and probably some baseball stitching as well. If you have a CNC, do that before you put the little ring holder. It's a dowel pin or dowel rod, but it's going to act as a ring holder. Put it on before you put that on. You put it in your CNC, burn it in, whatever. I'm not fortunate enough to have a CNC, so this is the route I'm going to go with my ink burner pen and all, all that. So I believe it'd look better with the CNC, but I'm not fortunate enough to have one, like I said. So all it is 5/8 hole, 5/8 dowel. These started out, they measured 4.5 by 4.5, found center on one side, cut 45 degrees, and it made, you can tell, let me get my hand out of the way, it made home plate. So, and then I put little rubber feet on there. And I mean, that's all it is. So once we get their name, maybe some stitching burned in it, we're going to stain it, put a wipe-on poly on it, and they're going to give these to the team, I think at their end of the season banquet. That way they can display their rings on it, something they can be proud of, and they can keep it up in their house and when they get older and whatever. It can go with them as, hey, this is my baseball resume, I guess you'd say. So I think it's a great idea. I think it's something to show kids accomplishments, something for them to be proud of. I only put 3 feet on there for obvious reasons. You don't need 4 on this. But if you like this video and you want to see more like this, I believe I have another baseball project coming up, or at least like a baseball ring type project. So, be on the lookout for that. If you want to see these completely finished with the name and everything on it, check out, once I get it done, I get these finished, I plan on putting them on the community tab on my channel, or on my channel page, so go check that out. That'd be something you could see, hey, get a more visual of what it looks like. So if y'all like this, y'all want to see more, hit me a subscribe, a like. If you got any questions, comments, anything, put them in the comment section. I'd read all of them. So whether I respond to them or not, I read them all. So y'all have a good one. God bless.